The Australian has to catch a 6 on the river. Otherwise, Mosen is going to double up.
I'll take the deuce of hearts.
He'll take anything but the 6 of clubs.
Tired of sitting down at a poker table filled with pros? Then come to WPT Global, the online home of the World Poker Tour. With a maximum of 2 pros at each table, everyone has a chance to win. We are leveling the playing field at WPT Global. Sign up today with this QR code or go to wptglobal.com/YT and use bonus code YT88 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
With that last hand, the Andes are going up to 3,000. Blonde's now 12 and 24. Getting expensive here at the Aviation Club de France. A quick fold by Mosen.
Peter out as well.
Elliott Smith, 26-year-old swim coach with an ace-7.
He was very conservative early on at this final table, getting pretty aggressive nowadays. Here he looks at the ace-7. He's going to raise it up.
Makes it 50,000 to go. Christina out.
I'll win.
Vasili, but he says all in. I'll put you all in, Elliott.
I'll win.
Well, he doesn't speak much English, but he knows how to say all in and raise, that's for sure.
This is big pressure. And Vasili sort of mumbling to himself. What do you think he's saying to himself? You can't hear him.
Well, a good lay down there by Elliott.
What do you sing when you're all in?
The all-in song.
I mean, I see you mouthing something. I'm just curious. What is it?
Good card.
You just mouth good cards?
Yeah, best hand.
Okay.
You don't know the all-in song?
You read me?
No, when you're all in, you always sing. Like, you move your mouth like you're singing. I'm just curious what you're saying.
I don't understand.
He prays.
Sorry.
He prays. He just says good hand, I think. I don't know. I think it's Russian for good hand, right? No comment?
No comment. No understand, no comment.
Vasili's great. He's like the Russian bad guy in an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. He's ruthless, puts a lot of pressure on the table. He likes to be the alpha male, which I do too, which is kind of funny because I'm a girl. If I get heads up with him, I think that'll be a really fun battle.
Certainly would be. She's played impeccably tonight, mixing up her game beautifully, demanding respect. But back to this hand. Quick fold by the real estate man and the swim coach.
Over to Christina. Here she looks at a Jack-8 offsuit.
Releases the hand, and Vasili.
I'll win.
Well, Vasili going all in again.
Mosen's got him beat, actually, but
I haven't not folded yet.
hard to call that when you have a queen deuce. Vasili taking control here once again. Vasili married with 2 kids, 36 years old. What an opportunity to take home a WPT title and get his name inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup.
His second WPT cash, but he's looking to become the first player ever from Belarus to win a WPT title.
On to the next hand, Elliott Smith, the Canadian, with an 8-7. But look at this, he's going to get fancy. Makes it 50,000 with that junk hand.
Check the hand.
Christina with ace-king.
All in.
She has pushed all in. Vasili has done it. He's picked up the hand. When you want to pick up a hand, he's got the weapons of mass destruction, the pair of aces.
Really tough luck for Christina here.
I call.
Now he says just call, of course, because he knows he has them covered.
I'm gonna pass.
Mosen out.
Well, everybody's going out.
Oh, wow.
Christina cannot believe her luck.
Wow.
She's picked up such a big hand, and all of a sudden,
2 kings, 1 time.
Vasili picks up aces.
With ace.
Huh?
King, ace.
King, king, 2.
She needs a miracle.
You'll take queen jack 10 off clubs.
Yeah. Queen, jack, 10 of clubs will work.
She has been cold decked right here.
I bet she has really played excellent poker so far tonight. And everybody would move in with this hand when someone raised in front of you.
Flop comes up queen, queen 4. No help for Christina.
Well, she's going to have a jack 10 or running pair of kings to win this pot, Vince. Nothing else will do.
What a predicament. Vasili loving this moment. Here goes the turn. It's another queen.
Queen and chop.
Oh boy. She's got one out to chop.
Well, she doesn't really because Mosen folded a queen.
Oh, that's
She's
right.
drawing dead. She is going to be our 5th place finisher. So the lone lady at the table, unlucky, picks up ace-king, runs into 2 aces.
Au revoir for Christina, out in 5th place, but she will take home $82,000. A very tough American player has to say goodbye here on the Champs-Elysees. Let's see what she has to say about it.
Vasili has been coolering the shit out of everyone all tournament, so it just kind of feels like it's meant to be his tournament. I don't know. I got coolered pretty bad, 5-handed with ace, king, aces. I have no regrets, and I feel really good about my play. I'll be back from Montreal, and hopefully next time when I get in the spot, you know, I'll run a little hotter.
Tired of sitting down at a poker table filled with pros? Then come the WPT Global, the online home of the World Poker Tour. With a maximum of 2 pros at each table, everyone has a chance to win. We are leveling the playing field at WPT Global. Sign up today with this QR code or go to wptglobal.com/YT and use bonus code YT88 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
We are down to 4 players. Action on the so-called amateur player, Peter Apostolou. And he's going to quickly fold that. And now Elliott Smith from Canada.
And he's on the button with an ace high. He stares over at the blinds, riffling his chips. And here you go. All in is the bet by the Canadian. And Vasili and Mosen quickly fold their hand, so that's what you do. Just move in.
Doing something most Canadians don't do. Bombs away.
Well, there you see the chip counts. Vasili Firsau from Belarus, well out in front with over 4.2 million in chips. The guy has never come close to relinquishing the chip lead.
Pretty incredible. Down to it we go. The poker pro, swim coach Elliott folding his hand. Vasili now. He's got king 7 with the button. Likes it, goes to 51,000.
And just continuing to put pressure on these guys.
Mosen out, and now Peter, the real estate guy from Australia. He's got ace 6 of spades, and he is going to just call.
He is in second chip position right now, even though it's a distant second.
Flop is a 5. King deuce. Hits his kings. Peter checks.
Oh, I like this check by Vasili. I like it if an ace doesn't come up, that is.
Queen of clubs on the turn. Doesn't help Peter, and now Vasili trying to play sneaky. Finally has to make a bet, and it's going to work. Doesn't really hook his man, though.
I think Peter played that pot because he's sitting in second chip position ahead of the other 2 guys. Just doesn't want to give away chips on a marginal hand here with this chip count as it is.
Right now it's on Mosen, the short stack.
204,000.
So Mosen going all in here.
Peter and Elliott out.
And Vasili has the jack 6, even though he's got the monster chip lead. He's in the big blind.
No, even he can't call that with that hand.
Let's go.
Now look at that freak show here in Paris. Now we had a great party last night, a 70s party on the World Poker Tour, so everyone had wigs on and they just forgot to take them off, evidently.
Well, it was the disco theme party. These guys are still discoing at Vince. They're still partying.
It was a lot of fun, but now 4 players left. Elliott now with a quick fold. Vasili also out. Mosen.
222,000.
And he is putting it in.
Yeah, cool.
But a quick call with a pair of 6s by Peter.
Mosen happy to see the 2 6s where he's in a race. About as good as they could be expected when the guy made a snap call like that.
You gotta eventually win a flip at these final tables.
He says, I'm due to win a flip.
There goes Mosen. He's running over the last season's champion, Matt Salzberg's girlfriend, Renee, thinking she was lucky for Matt. Maybe she'll be lucky for him.
Come on, Garcia.
Big moment here for Mosen. And the flop is...
That's not good.
Well, 3 hearts on the flop.
That's a
Pretty
sweat.
good so far.
Meaning any heart
9 of hearts.
would give Mosin a flush.
Now you would think the sixes are still out in front, but actually not, percentage-wise.
Close. 6 of
So
clubs.
many out for Mosin. Going to the turn.
Mosin, the mathematical favorite to win, and the king is going to put him a monster favorite.
1 out.
1 out.
The Australian has to catch a 6 on the river. Otherwise, Mosin is going to double up.
I'll take the deuce of hearts.
He'll take anything but the 6 of clubs.
Mosin hitting on the turn, down to the river. There's a jack of diamonds. So Peter's going to pay off Mosin.
222.
Motion from Chicago, 28 years old. What a talented player we're watching here tonight.
Yeah, he's got some big-time players in the stands watching him tonight as well.
There's Mad Marvin Rettenmeyer. And I'm not going to go for the name again, but he's another good pro with the crazy wigs on. Jason Kuhn.
Well, that's Jason Kuhn. Finished 13th in this tournament. Mad Marvin Rettenmeyer finished 10th. Those guys could have been at this final table, but didn't quite make it.
All right, right back on it. Vasili this time. Oh, wow, he's picked up the real hand. Pair of jacks.
He's picked up a lot of real hands.
Ooh-wee. He's going to make it 51,000. Hoping to hook someone in here. Motion folding. Now Peter also going to fold. On to the swim coach, Elliot.
All in.
And he is going to push all in with his ace high.
Takes. Nice hand.
The snap call by Vasili.
Wow. I really thought I was. That's too bad.
Well, everybody says wow, because every time they look up, seems like Vasili has a big hand.
Solidly favored to knock out the Canadian. 5 cards to come. Here we go with the first 3. Deuce. Oh, another jack. 3 of a kind, just like that, and an 8 of clubs.
Well, this pot's over.
Yeah.
There's no 2 cards that the Canadian can catch to win this pot, Vince, and you don't see that very often at all.
Yeah.
When you can catch 2 runners and you still can't win.
Queen of spades on the turn. Just doesn't matter. Another queen.
So the Canadian, the former swim coach, Elliot Smith, does the duck dive out of here in Paris in 4th place. Going to take home 109,000 euros. Let's go see what he has to say.
Feels pretty good to make a final table. I mean, you can't be happy with the last hand. I ran into something big and was drawing dead on the flop, but, you know, that's poker. Vasili does have an overwhelmingly big chip advantage, so Mo and Peter are both great guys, so, like, you know, yeah, it'd be, like, something amazing if one of those 2 guys ran it back and won, so it'd be really something else.
What did you say you folded?
I had ace 10.
You had ace 10?
Any good?
You know it's going to be on TV, right?
Action on Vasili.
Well, they're still talking about that hand.
And look at this. He's going to lay down queen 10 with the button. Take a breather.
That Mosin folded the ace 10. Neither one of those other guys can believe it.
Cool.
Mosin just calling with 10-7. And with an ace high, Peter not going to raise. Kind of surprising.
I would have just moved all in with the ace high there when a guy limps in, but see what happens.
Flop is a 3-5 king, so 5s for Peter. Motion checking. And Peter's going to check behind him. Going to the turn.
9 comes off, but it's 3 hearts.
Neither player has a heart. They both checked again. Down to the river we go.
And now the board pairs kings. Now, Mosin feels the only way he can win this pot is to bet at it, but unfortunately for him, it's not going to work.
31,000.
10 high.
Quick call by the Australian.
5.
Peter shows him the 2 5s. They're going to win the pot with it.
That's nicely done by the Australian. The holiday just keeps getting better and better for this man. Real estate guy. There's his lovely wife.
Yeah, wife Emma toasting the old man right now.
Blinds at 12 and 24,000. Action on Mosin. What a player. Never champion yet on the WPT, but he's going to quickly fold his hand into Peter with an ace 4. We'll make the raise. 60,000. Vasili's going to splash around with a 9-6.
And his opponent is priced in to see a flop. That's why I think when you have an ace and a baby in a small blind, with his stack, just move in with it. But
Flop comes up king, queen, 3. No help to either player.
Peter checks, and now watch this. The pot's going to get taken away from him by the chip leader here.
31,000.
Yeah, just a small bet into a pot that's got 129,000 in it. Smart betting, smart playing by Vasili.
Now look at these 2 poker players. You see, they just reek of hangover right there. That's what I'm saying. They are good guys, though.
Oh, boy.
Right back on it. The Aussie this time in first position with the buttons, going to fold it. And now Vasili.
Race.
He says raise, and he throws the 1 million plaque in the pot.
Call.
He set him all in, but Motion quickly called him with the ace-jack and has him dominated. Ace-jack versus king-jack. Great opportunity for Motion to double up here.
Yep, 2 quality hands in a 3-handed poker game. And we're going to see 5 cards for the possibility of Motion saying goodnight. But he's in front at this point. It's a 4, a 5, and a jack. Hitting the jack, both players.
Yeah, both players have top pair, but as you can see, Motion has him out-kicked.
Oh, the beautiful kicker. Going to the turn. It's another 4, pairing the board.
Well, if the 4 jack comes off, they would split this pot.
One more fun.
See, I like that. Vasili's not greedy. He's happy to split the pot. Most guys would call for a king, not Vasili.
Can he hit his king? No, it's an 8 of spades. Motion having to sweat it, but taking down that one once again.
So a much-needed double up for Motion Sharania right there. His hopes of winning a WPT title here in Paris still alive. 3 players left. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more exciting action from Paris right after this. He's just had a nice walk in the park so far at this final table.
Okay, chip leader Vasili will quickly fold this hand. Now Motion with a 9-7 offsuit. We'll try to take this one down with a raise, makes it 50,000. But Peter the Aussie is going to call with a 10-9. So 10-9 versus 9-7. And we are flopping. It's a king ace 3.
No help to either player.
No one hitting. And Motion.
No, he was the pre-flop raiser. Going to make the continuation bet here.
Yeah, with a pretty scary board. He bets 48,000. Peter, of course, hitting none of that. But
he's going to raise here with no hand and no draw. Just a play you don't expect out of an amateur player.
Wow, it makes it 126 to go. And it is going to work.
What a play by the Australian amateur right there. And his wife Emma smiles, but she has no idea how good a play that was.
Little thievery by the Aussie. And that is shocking. He comes back with anything. These guys give him respect. Blinds are still 12 and 24,000 with a $3,000 ante. This time Peter takes a break. And now Vasili with a queen 4. Looks like he will get aggressive with it. Makes it 65,000.
All in.
Motion going all in without hesitation, of course. As his opponent dominated here. As you can see, Vasili quickly goes out. And Motion picks up the pot.
Vasili with 4.3. Winner's going to take home about 480,000 approximately in U.S. cash. A ton of euros. And get his name put on the WPT Champions Cup. What an honor. And Motion has been to the final table 3 times. Never taken the title. He'd love to take this tonight. But he's got a lot of work in front of him. He quickly folds. And now Peter will raise this with a king 5. Makes it 65,000.
And Vasili making the call in position with the jack 9.
Just hoping to catch something. Flop is a 3, 7, and a 6.
Well, Peter's flopped a gut shot straight draw. Vasili's flopped nothing.
And Peter, the real estate man from Australia, will bet this. 65,000 on the continuation bet.
Oh, and look at this. Vince, it's the float call. He's got no hand, no draw, but Vasili has made the call here with just a jack high. And now a 5 comes off, gives Peter 2 5s, but it's a scare card in that there's a possible straight on the board. And it goes check, check. Shock, Vasili didn't bet that.
And the river card is a 4. That's a straight for both players.
Well, both players have a 7-high straight.
But look at this. Peter quickly checks it.
Well, Vasili, just assuming he doesn't have an 8, going to put pressure on him.
Yeah,
That's 300,000.
Shrewd move.
Well, there you see the agony by Peter. It's a nice bet by Vasili. You know, he's catching cards, but he's making some great plays along the way, this being one of them. He made the float call on the flop with no hand and no draw, and now you see him just muscling his opponent out on the river here when they would have split the pot. Just well done by the man from Belarus.
Nice bluff.
Just can't stand the pressure, but a nice bet by Vasili there. Earn that pot, as we say.
Nice play.
Well, Peter Apostolou shaking his head. He's the real estate guy, and he looks like he just lost a house.
Tired of sitting down at a poker table filled with pros? Then come the WPT Global, the online home of the World Poker Tour. With a maximum of 2 pros at each table, everyone has a chance to win. We are leveling the playing field at WPT Global. Sign up today with this QR code or go to wptglobal.com/YT and use bonus code YT88 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
But he wants to stomp out these 2 other guys. Can he do it down the stretch?
Yeah, it's an Australian, an American, and a man from Belarus fighting it out for this title. Nobody from Belarus has ever won a WPT title, but Vasili in great shape to do just that.
Come on, Lynn.
All right, action on Peter now. With King 6 of diamonds, he says all in. Got Vasili to fold and Mosin, so
Well, Mosin throws away the ace-3 suited.
worked well for the real estate guy. So he will take that pot as the Royal Flush girls talk about their hair and such. They are fantastic.
Well, Vasili picks up a monster hand, ace-king suited on the button.
Yep, he makes it 55,000 to go. Mosin folds. And now it's on Peter. Oh, man.
I'm all in.
He's got the queens, and he's going to push all in with it.
Well, the snap call by Vasili. This the classic race in poker, folks. The ace-king versus the 2 queens. The queens mathematically out front, a favorite to win the pot slightly. As you can see, 53% favorite. But his tournament life is on the line. Can Vasili outdraw him? We shall see.
5 cards to come. Everyone on their feet. Queens versus ace-king. It's a 5. It's another 5. And another 5. 3 5s on the flop.
If a 4th 5 came out there, Vasili would win, of course, with the ace kicker, but he is looking for an ace or a king.
No problem so far for the Australian Peter.
Now, Peter just trying to hold his breath here to see if he can double up.
Here we go with the turn card. And it's fine. It's a 7 of hearts. Good for Peter.
1 card to go for Peter to double up. He can't even look.
Yep. Will the vacation continue for Peter?
Can't wait to see that.
He's smiling. They're not going to look.
King on the river. How good is the man from Belarus running? Tough luck for the Australian. Peter Apostolou is going to be out in 3rd place. Wow.
But he's going to take home 148,000 euros. Mr. Holiday has to say goodbye. Let's go see what he has to say.
No, mate, it was a blast. It was, you know, it was like a dream come true. Obviously a little disappointing in the end, but you really have to take it all into stride, and it's just been an amazing adventure for me. Well, it's going to be hard to run over the chip leader, but you know, Mosin's he's a tough competitor. Like, you know, he just doesn't let go. So if he wins a couple of flips, he'll be hard to beat. But he's got to win those flips.